You can just imagine all the parents who are going to go through that all over themselves, parents of much younger children, much more impressionable children, children who shouldn't be seeing anything like this at this time of year, no less. To former Arkansas Governor Mike Huckabee, I'm going to try to tap the preacher in you, the man of God in you who could help us with this. Help us with this.
Well, I'm not sure that there is no human rationale or explanation. I was governor in 1998 on March the 31st when the Jonesboro school shootings happened. And it's, it's one of those days that I start reliving all over again today. And when I'm hearing that mother talk, I realize that one of the things that people will not fully comprehend, every television camera in the world will descend upon Newtown, Connecticut over the weekend and for the next several days. And then they'll all leave and they'll go cover something else. All these people will still have the scars emotionally and many of them physically for years to come. And right now, what is very, I think, harmful is so much attention but so little valid information. And I know it was so frustrating to me and other officials because so many people were speculating what happened, who did it, why did they do it, and we don't know those things. And I do believe that one of the most important things to do at this point is to take it very, very calmly and slowly. But the biggest, maybe aftermath of something like this is that people are going to look for, okay, why did it happen? Well, the answer is inexplicable. And what do we do to stop it? You can take certain measures, and I think that your previous guest, had a lot of great ideas, which is very important. But ultimately, you can take every gun away in America and somebody will use a bomb. When somebody has an intent to do incredible damage, they're going to find a way to do it. In the case of the Jonesboro shooters, we're talking about an 11 and a 12-year-old kid who took high-powered rifles and gunned down their classmates and teachers after they had got them into a schoolyard by setting off a fire alarm where they were trapped in a fenced area and couldn't get back in because the door locked after them. They were sitting ducks. And the question, kept, how can an 11 and a 12-year-old do this? Well, the answer is nobody can understand how that can happen. And so, people will want to pass new laws, but unless you change people's hearts, there I'll transition to the, maybe to the pastor side. This is a hard issue. It's not something, laws don't change this kind of thing.
Invariably people ask after tragedies like this, how could God let this happen?
Well, it's an interesting thing. We ask why there's violence in our schools, but we've systematically removed God from our schools. Should we be so surprised that schools would become a place of carnage because we've made it a place where we don't want to talk about eternity, life, what responsibility means, accountability, that we're not just going to have to be accountable to the police if they catch us, but one day we stand before a holy God in judgment. If we don't believe that, then we don't fear that. And so I sometimes, when people say, why did God let it happen? God wasn't armed. He didn't go to the school. But God will be there in the form of a lot of people with hugs and with therapy and a whole lot of ways in which I think He will be involved in the aftermath. Maybe we ought to let Him in on the front end and we wouldn't have to call Him to show up when it's all said and done and at the back end.
Governor, thank you very, very much.